I wasn't supposed to open the door. The note said so in big, bloody letters. But I did, and now it won't stop crawling out of my walls.
What the hell is that sound?
It's coming from inside the house.
The scratching started small, like a mouse. Then it got louder, like something with too many fingers.
There's nothing in the walls. That's impossible.
Then why does it sound like it's laughing?
The laughter was wet, gurgling, like it had too many teeth and not enough throat.
We need to leave. Now.
But the front door was gone. Just a solid wall where it used to be.
It's playing with us.
What is?
The thing in the walls didn't answer. It just started humming. A lullaby. The same one my grandma used to sing.
Your grandma's been dead for 10 years?
The humming stopped. Then the walls began to bleed.
Oh God, it's not in the walls anymore.
The ceiling cracked open. Something long and pale uncurled itself. It had my grandma's face. But the smile was all wrong.
Run.
But where? The house wasn't a house anymore. It was hungry. And we were the meal.
What does it want?
The thing tilted its head. Then it spoke.
It wants you to open the door again.
And that's when I realized the note wasn't a warning. It was an invitation.
Then why did it say not to open it?
Because some doors aren't meant to be closed.
It's too late. It's already inside.
The lights went out, the laughter got louder, and the last thing I heard was my own voice.
Saying the words I never should have said.
Come in.
Why did you say that?
I didn't mean to. The words just fell out, like they'd been waiting.
It's here.
The thing with my grandma's face stepped forward. Its legs bent the wrong way, like a spider's.
We have to get out. There has to be another way.
The windows were gone. The walls stretched taller. The house wasn't letting us leave.
It wants something else.
The thing's smile split wider, too wide. Its teeth were black and jagged.
What does it want?
It pointed at me, one long, bony finger. Then it spoke in my grandma's voice.
It wants you to remember.
My stomach dropped, because I did remember.
Remember what?
The night she died, the door was open then, too.
Oh God, you let it in before.
The thing's face peeled back. Underneath wasn't skin. It was the inside of the walls. Dark, wet, endless.
What is it?
It leaned in close, whispered in my ear.
Who named me?
My blood turned to ice, because I had named it. When I was 6, when it lived under my bed.
You fed it?
Not on purpose, but it ate anyway. First my nightmares, then my dog, then...
Your grandma.
The thing's mouth unhinged. A black hole. And it said the name I gave it.
No, 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 no.
Too late, the name was out, and the house shivered.
It's waking up.
The walls pulsed, the floor softened, and the thing reached for me with too many hands.
Fight it.
But how do you fight something that's been inside you since you were a kid?
You don't.
The thing smiled, and this time I smiled back. But I didn't want to stop, not anymore. The house sighed around us, walls breathing in time with my pulse.
You knew.
I did. I'd always known. The note wasn't for me, it was for them.
You led us here.
The thing's grip tightened. My skin split where it touched. No blood. Just darkness. Spilling out.
What?
I looked at the thing. Really looked. And saw myself in its hollow eyes.
Because it was lonely?
The house swallowed our voices. The walls closed in. And the last thing I heard before the dark took us all
What's the sound of the door?
Clicking shut. I wasn't supposed to open the door, but when I heard my dead wife's voice calling from the other side, I did.
Sarah,
Let me in, baby. It's so cold out here.
Her voice was perfect, the way she used to say baby when she was tired. But Sarah had been dead for 3 years.
this isn't real. You're not real.
Open the door, and I'll prove it.
My hand hovered over the lock. The rational part of my brain screamed at me to step back, but my heart was already turning the knob.
If you're really her, tell me something only Sarah would know.
You still sleep with the lights on because you're afraid of the dark. You always have been.
My blood turned to ice. No one knew that, not even my therapist.
How do you know that?
Because I've been watching you, baby, every night, from the corner of the room.
The voice wasn't coming from the door anymore. It was behind me.
Turn around.
I didn't want to, but my body moved on its own.
Oh God.
Her face was inches from mine. Her skin was gray. Her eyes were black, and her smile was too wide.
Missed me?
I tried to scream, but the sound died in my throat as her fingers wrapped around my wrist.
You shouldn't have let me in.
And then the lights went out.
Sarah, please.
Shh. You always talked too much.
Her fingers dug into my wrist. The pain was sharp, like needles sinking deeper with every second.
What do you want?
You left me alone, baby. In the ground. In the dark.
The air thickened. The smell of damp earth filled the room.
I didn't have a choice, the doctor said.
The doctors lied.
Her voice cracked like broken glass. The lights flickered once, just long enough for me to see her face again.
Oh God. Your eyes.
They took them before they buried me.
Her sockets were empty. Black liquid oozed down her cheeks like tears.
Who took them?
You'll see.
The floor beneath me groaned. Then it split open.
No, no, no.
Her grip tightened. I stumbled forward. The hole in the floor wasn't wood anymore. It was dirt. Freshly dug.
Time to come home, baby.
She pulled. And I fell.
Sarah, where are you taking me?
Somewhere quieter, where no one will hear you scream.
Then, impact. My back hit something hard. Not dirt. Not wood. Stone.
Where? Where am I?
A single match sparked to life in front of me. Sarah held it, her hollow eyes reflecting the flame. The light revealed walls of cracked concrete, a low ceiling, and between us, a coffin.
Recognize it?
No, that's not.
You bought the cheapest one. Pine. It rotted so fast.
The match burned down to her fingers. She didn't flinch.
I didn't have the money,
You had money for the whiskey, for the pills, just not for me.
The coffin lid creaked open on its own. Inside, nothing. Just darkness, deeper than the room itself.
Get in.
But not.
You will, or I'll show you it's been crawling in the walls since I died.
Something scratched behind the concrete. Slow. Deliberate. Like fingernails on bone.
What is that?
They're hungry, and you smell like guilt.
The scratching grew louder, closer. Sarah smiled with teeth that weren't hers.
Last chance, the coffin or them.
I choose.
The match went out.
Too late.
The concrete exploded. Cold hands grabbed me from every direction. Sarah's laughter echoed as they dragged me backward into the wall. The last thing I heard before the darkness took me completely was her whisper.
Now you'll never leave.
And somewhere in a house that wasn't mine anymore, a door creaked open, all by itself.